Welcome back to Perdition's Mouth Abyssal Rift. It is from Dragon Dawn Productions, and they were kind enough to send me a copy. So let's continue our playthrough. We're playing with Iffle, Bastion, and Simha, and we have some cultists on the board now. We have a couple of Acolytes, 1, 2, 3 of the guards, and we are trying to escape out of this exit to get to the next level. Alright, so the first thing, of course, we do is we go to the hero phase, and that means we're going to go to the Stone of Destiny and decide which of our 3 heroes will go first and what they want to do with their actions. Alright, so here we are at the Stone of Destiny, and I think we're going to have Bastion go first, and I think we want him to charge. So he has a starting number of action points of 8, and so he's going to spend 2, 1, 2 to go to the charge, which means he will get a movement, and then he gets to attack. And so he now has 6 left for movement, unless he spends some extra cards to increase that. So let's go to the board, and we'll have a look and see if he needs to increase his movement, and then what he wants to do with attack. Alright, so I think what we want to do with Bastion is we want to get the door open. We want to get him in front of this guard and see if he can take the guard out. Unfortunately, opening the door costs 1 action. He only has 6 left, so it would be 1, 2 to open the door, 3, 4, 5, 6. He does not have a range of 2 for his melee attack. He only has a range of 1, so he's going to have to charge his movement with a card. So he has Quick Strike, Honed Reflexes, and Heavy Training. He's going to use Honed Reflexes. It's good for any action, so he's going to use his move action to boost his movement 2. So that's going to give him a total of 8 movement now instead of 6. And so let's go ahead and we'll move him 8. So he's going to move 1 in front of the door, 2 to open the door, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and his last movement will be wasted. So I'll remove the door again. It's now open. They don't close and relock in the game. Now that he is up close and personal to the cultist guard, he will attack, and he is now going to spend the other 2 cards he has to attack. He's going to use Quick Strike, which is an attack card. If this attack is successful, you may immediately make another attack against any target, which is pretty good. And he's going to use Heavy Training at the same time. So it's a little risky. He's using all of his cards, but he has an attack value of 4, and the guard has a defense value of 2. But by playing Heavy Training, his attack value is going to be 7. And so it is 7 versus a defense of 2. But the guard gets to pull one of the response cards to add to his defense, and he pulls a +1. So he only has a 3 defense. We're doing 7 as attack. He is going to take a wound, and so we'll put a wound marker next to the guard. And because Bastion played Quick Strike, it says if this attack is successful, you may immediately make another attack against any target. Well, he's going to make another attack against the same target. The unfortunate bit now is he's not going to be able to boost his attack again. I think each one is separate, so he used the Heavy Training for the first attack. So basically it is a 4 attack versus a 2 defense. So the Acolyte will get to, or the guard will get to pull another response card, and it's still a +1. So we have 4 attack versus a 3 defense. So wow, did we ever luck out there. And that means a second wound goes on the guard. He has 2 health, and the guard is killed, and he goes into the dead pool, never to return in this scenario anyway. So that was very effective. Bastion moved over here, was able to double hit the guard and kill him. So that was an excellent turn for Bastion. Now we have to decide if Iffle's going next or Simha. Okay, I think I'm going to have Simha go next, our priest, and I think he's going to go to the move spoke. And so he is here, and I move Bastion around because he's finished. 1, 2, 3, and Simha starts with 7 actions that cost him 3, so he has 4 actions to move. And he can boost that if he wants. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I think he probably... is he going to do that? I don't think he's going to boost his movement. And he does get to draw a card. So we're going to go to the main board. He gets to draw a card, because that's what this is here. And he has 4 for movement. All right, so first up, Simha gets to draw a card. This is his shuffle deck. And so he ends up getting Divine Intervention. And this card says, smite your enemy. Your attack range becomes 1 to 3. It gains a 3 attack and does not require line of sight. Wow, that's a pretty cool card. He has 5 cards in his hand now. He has a maximum hand size of 7, so he's okay there. He gets to move 4 spaces, and of course it's all orthogonal movement, so he's going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4 into here, which I think is pretty good. Again, we're all trying to get to this exit here and get out of this particular part of the dungeon. All right, that was Simha. Not too exciting, so we're going to move his spoke inwards. He has finished his turn. Up last, going to be Niffle. And I think Niffle's going to try to take out this Acolyte who is trying to head for the exit. All right, so up last is Niffle. He is here, and I want him... Well, he can do charge, but I don't really want him to charge. I want to get him over here to aimed shot, because then he's able to move 1 space afterwards. And I think that's what I want to do with him. So he starts off with, he has 8 actions, so he's going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4. And because he's ranged, he goes into this ranged aim shot of this spoke. So he's going to get an attack versus a +1. So his attack value, his base attack value is 2. He gets +1 to be 3. And at the end of his ranged attack, he can move 1 space. That's what that spoke means. So let's go to the board now. He can boost his attack, but he can't boost his movement. So let's go to the board, see if he wants to use a card to boost his attack with, and then he'll get to move 1 space. All right, so we're going to take a look at his cards. He has Pick Lock, of course. He has Agility. So let's him draw a card for 1 attack. 1 plus a card, Deadly Blow, for attack if he wants, and that's a movement. So I don't know. Let's think about this. The Acolytes only have a defense of 1. He has a base attack of 3. So I think we are going to play Agility, which has the fight symbol on it, combat. So that's going to give him +1. So that's going to give him 4 attack versus the 1 defense of the Acolyte, and he gets to draw a card. And so we're going to do that, and he will draw a card. So this is off the top of his deck, and he ends up getting Ambidextrous, which is another one used for all draw cards. Of course, you can't use that right now. That was just part of his actions. So he has 4 attack against this Acolyte. And I should say he's within range because Niffle has a range of 4, so 1, 2, he's only 2 away. Clear line of sight, no issues there. 4 versus 1, we're going to draw a defense card for the Acolyte. He needs a 3+ to avoid the damage. And he gets another 1. Wow, okay. And I did shuffle that deck a lot, so I guess it didn't get shuffled extremely well, but there you have it. The Acolyte didn't make it to the exit to set the alarm off. He is killed. It's our 2nd casualty. And now, because he was on the aim shot spoke, Niffle will get to move 1 space. And I think he's going to back up 1 space here. Remember, you can't go diagonal, because if these guys move out here and try to shoot, are they going to be able to do it anyway? I think this guy's going to be able to hit him anyway. You know what? He's going to move 1 space closer to the door. That's what he's going to do. That makes more sense. He's going to get hit anyway, I think. So if the enemies move and attack. Okay, that's the end of Niffle's turn. So we're going to turn his indicator inwards on the Stone of Destiny. He's finished. Up next then is going to be the enemies. And we have 1 Acolyte down here. He's trying to go all the way up here to the exit. And we have 2 Blowpipe guards, Cultist guards, which could be bad news. All right, back to the enemy Watchstone and see what they're going to do. All right, so here we are with the enemy Wardstone, or Watchstone. Now we're going to pull a response card off the top of the deck, and we get a 2. Well, yeah, we kind of figured that's going to happen. There are lots of 2s in the deck. So we're going to move the green 2, and then we're going to move the red stone in sequence behind it. And the first thing all enemies are going to do is move. So we're going to go back to the board. All enemies are going to move. Okay, and movement, there's a movement order. It is insectoids first, the lowest ranking ones to the highest, and then cultists, lowest ranking to the highest. The lowest ranking cultist is the Acolyte. He will move first. He's going to move 2 spaces. He's trying to go right up to the top of the board and escape, so he will just go 1, 2. And there he is. Not a problem. And he's not adjacent to anyone, so he won't be able to attack during the attack step. Excellent. The cultist guards are another story. They have a movement of 3, but they want to stay at a 3 range away from any potential targets. And so this Acolyte is closest, so he will move first. And he will move up to 3, but he wants to stay at a distance of 3. And he can't go here because he's going to clip this wall and clip this wall, which would block line of sight. So he's going to have to move here, which is 2 away, but then at least he will have a shot at Niffle. So he'll go 1, 2. The other Acolyte is going to try to move, but of course he can't do much either, so he's just going to move 1 up behind the other one. Okay, back to the enemy watchstone for the next part of the enemy phase. Okay, and here we are. We're going to move the red stone 1 more, and now we are on attack. So all enemies that can attack will attack. We're going to go back to the board, and we're going to see what happens. All right, so looking at the board, our Acolyte here has a range of 1 for attacking. Well, nobody is a range of 1 from him. He will not attack. He's more interested in getting to raise the alarm. This cultist does not have line of sight to Niffle, even though he has the range of 3, so he will not be attacking. This one, though, does have range of 2, and he's line of sight. This cultist guard will attack, and that is going to be a bit of an issue. We're going to take a look at the cultist guards. The cultist guards have an attack value of 2, and they're going to be pulling a response card to add to the attack value. And Niffle's defense is only 2. That's not good. However, Niffle does have a nifty little card called Duck and Roll. Being well prepared pays off. You gain 2 defense until the beginning of your next turn. You draw 1 card. So he's going to play this, boosting his defense from 2 up to 4. Now remember, you have to exceed somebody's defense in order to damage them. And so the cultist shooting at Niffle, he ducks and covers. The cultist must pull a response card of 3+ in order to hit Niffle, and he pulls a 2. Wow! So duck and roll, or duck and cover, paid off. So it was 4 attack versus 4 defense. The cultist guard misses Niffle, and that is excellent because getting wounds in this game is extremely bad. Because, like I said, they're very difficult to get rid of, and it's not something we really want to get. And that, I believe, is going to conclude the enemy's turn, and it will conclude this episode for today. So I'm just going to zoom out a bit, recap a little bit what happened, and we will be coming back in the next episode for another turn. All right, so as it stands, not bad. We got rid of an Acolyte. We got rid of the guard that was in this room. That gets rid of that one issue. We have some terrain here that we have to get over in order to get to this door. That could be a little bit cost prohibitive as far as movement goes, and we have these 2 guards now on the move coming out. As far as our heroes go, Bastion has no cards at all, absolutely none, so he's in a little bit of trouble when it comes to that. He may need to take a rest action in the next episode. I'm not sure, but of course the enemies are going to be coming after us now, so that's a bit of a problem. So this is Perdition's Mouth, Abyssal Rift, and I was fortunate enough that Dragon Dawn Productions sent me a copy, so I'm able to play it here on my channel. And I'm doing the campaign rules which means we're going to do the first one, and I will do at least probably the second one, possibly more, as time goes by on my channel, as I have many, many different games that I'm trying to do multiple playthroughs, lots of campaign games on my channel. So thanks so much for watching along. Thanks for your subscriptions, your comments, your likes. Really appreciate it. And again, watch in the comments for any corrections, rules, errors that I may be making. I hope I'm not making any, but it is quite possible. So once again, thanks so much for watching along, and we'll catch you in the next episode.